Hello, Paul.
He is the parts director for Stateline Automotive.
Awesome.
The destination is on your left. 609 Sutter Street.
609.
There they are, right there.
Their side? Oh, yeah.
To the bus lane.
All right.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna run. I'll go around. Yeah.
Where are you based?
Well, 8 miles from him.
From him.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
you know exactly what he's up to.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I've been using this, but I've been using it for a while.
I would like for you to tell our audience for the Diplomatride about your success, because you've had great success in your showroom with your speed shop, and so just tell us a little bit about that.
I realize your product is set up to where it can be used in multifaceted ways, but in my market, there tends to be such a large turnover in the variable side on the sales floor. We finally realized about 4 years ago, I needed to have a parts guy on the showroom floor. Mm-hmm. But we needed something infrastructurally, like a cataloging system and the whole process of being able to take you from point A to point B. Of course, that's, we found out about you guys. So basically what I've got is, I've got a guy that works for the parts department. Our process is we're supposed to get a turnover from every salesperson. We are incentivizing through the tool, and that helps us track that, so that's all good. But it's still tough, and you have to adapt. You can't. There's not a cookie cutter approach, right? So, we've learned that you have to go. You have to go seek. You can't necessarily sit there and wait somebody to come dump them in your lap, kind of thing. And and there's multiple things. These guys get so pressured, for CEI, and we all want to satisfy customers, but a couple of them are kind of gun shy that you may mess up their relationship or the transaction that they got going on, and fearful of them getting a bad rating or score, they were a little apprehensive. So we had to overcome all that, but it's always something, and it's something you can't just put in place. You got to keep working, man.
What would you say is one of the key questions that I've been asking the interviewees is that this business is complicated. We all agree to that. Vehicle personalization in a car dealership is complicated. Why is it that we have such a hard time getting dealerships to do it?
It has to come from the top. Mm-hmm. In the Chrysler world, it's VPG. It's their incentive money for number of units sold and that kind of thing. We've got the same kind of targets on the parts side that's intertwined with accessory sales, because everybody wants to move that number. Right. So the smart ones get that. Hey, you make a little money in F&I. If you got an accessory department that can add exponential dollars to the profitability of the store, that's what makes it sustainable to the point. Mm-hmm. In our discussion with my brothers, my peers is out here, the ones that was doing good, and then all of a sudden they've fallen. They had a general manager change, and this general manager, I hate to say it, all they concentrate on is selling cars. It's tunnel vision, man. Right. It's tunnel vision. Right. If they could ever open their eyes and realize the profitability of the store, could be enhanced by accessories, I mean, it ain't rocket science, guys.
Right.
It's not rocket science.
What do you guys find in your accessories that you're selling right now? What do you seem to move the most of? What's your? Are you putting floor liners in every car? Are you doing assist steps? What do you guys up to?
I've seen some numbers you guys do, but actually I do about $100,000 a month in accessories. Everything don't go through Insignia. Insignia is just my retail business to the customer.
Right.
We got a pretty aggressive preload program. I joked these old boys from up north. I said, man, we down south. We don't get no snow and it does rain, but we put slush mats in every car.
Why not? Yeah.
And you know what? It's a fact, especially truck owners.
Oh, for
you
sure.
put those big, thick rubber mats in there, and they protect the floor and all that. And of course, some of these trucks now look like dadgum they're high-end stuff these days, man.
Yeah.
All the bells and whistles and leather, and it amazes me the kind of money that a Jeep buyer would spend on accessories for that car.
Oh yeah,
It just amazes me.
Man.
That's it. And it's just, we kind of joke, about customer perception, and I got some buds of mine here that they're in the Colorados and the mountains, and people do off-roading and that kind of thing. But in Fort Mill, South Carolina, they're dreaming, right?
Right.
It's a deal where.
Well, no, hold on. Now, don't sell us short. We've got a good couple of mud puddles.
That's right, but it's 2-hour drive, man. But anyway, so but it's that look they want.
Right.
We call them mall cruisers.
Exactly.
The thing never hits dirt unless they got a dirt drive, right? So.
What about breeding alligators? Well, I want to hear about where did that come from?
So that's just the old Southern. I mean, we got more sayings. All these guys that I've been involved with in this Masters Guild, they say, okay, there's another Allredism. We're going to write that down. One of them swears them down he's going to publish a book, right?
Yeah.
But it's just the way I grew up. It's the way I talk. And of course, David knows I like to talk. So my deal is, I'll sell anything, but don't breed a damn alligator. And what I mean by that is heat, man. It's doing something up front that is going to bite you right square in the butt.
Right, exactly.
And I'm fighting it right now in our store. Being facetious and out in left field, if somebody comes in and says, I'll buy that new Ram truck, but I want a hot tub mounted in the back of it.
Right. Sure.
I think technically you could probably figure out how to do that. But is that what you really want to do? But yeah, so I have to keep coaching, man. Don't sell something that's going to bite us, right? Breed alligators. Don't breed no alligators, man.
So tell me more about your speed shop. What are you guys moving through the speed shop?
The other thing I do too, we do a pretty good job with preloading. We do lift kits. A hot thing we're doing right now, we take it's a fake beadlock wheel. It's a beadlock trim ring. That's not the real beadlock.
Right.
We powder coat that thing body color, put a nice set of wheels, set of tires on it, flares and a lift kit, and we can't keep them. I mean, every time we do one, and that's what I tried to tell these guys that they having some trouble. Right. I said, look, tell your general manager or whoever, put it up, let me do one of these things, and if it don't sell, we'll take all that stuff back off. We'll save the other parts, and if it don't sell within and I'm telling you. But kind of what we do is, we look and see what you're buying, right? Mm-hmm. And I can just tell by looking at you. If you whirled in there and you come in there and bought you one of those 700 horsepower Hemis, right?
Yeah.
Or a Hemi Challenger, let's say.
There you go.
I can tell right now you a middle-aged guy that's looking for a toy, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So we're going to come to you and say, look, this thing's just jamming from the factory. Let me show you what we got here.
Yeah.
I got a cold air intake system. I got catback exhaust. We got some really cool things that'll help you personalize this thing for you.
Right.
So we kind of cater. As we're talking to the customer, we're trying to kind of get some kind of a sense of what your interests are.
Right.
We've got all sorts of opportunity. It's just a matter of focus. It's all it is. It's a matter of focus. And I've had the success because I've got a parts guy helping keep that focus going. And I still think we've just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
We got a lot more potential than what we're doing.
What's your first car? What was your first car?
My true first car was a '62 Chevy Nova, 4-door.
What color?
Ugly brown. But
Ugly brown.
So what Paul did?
So
what Paul did is I snatched that bench seat out of the front of this thing. It was a 4-door car now, right? Put me some bucket seats I got somewhere. I can't even remember where I got them. And I put some yellow and brown shag carpet where the shag was about 2 inches thick,
God.
right? 8-track tape player, and I was ready to go. That's my first car.
Shag carpet?
And 8-track. How'd you get in this business?
So I went to college like most folk, well, a lot of folks, and majored in a lot of things besides academics.
Yeah,
didn't help none that I went to a school that the first year I went was, they just went co-ed. Went to right down the street from me, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there was 65 of us guys living on campus and like 3,500 girls. I don't say no more, right?
Wow.
So anyway,
The odds were in your favor.
So after I went to school for about 3 years and accumulated about 52 credit hours, and I kind of realized, I better get a job.
Yeah.
And I got a job in a dealership just because it was easy. 6 weeks go by and they say, hey, we got this kid back here. He's doing a good job.
Hold it together.
You know, he says, we can give him a title, give him a little bit of money, give him a demo, and he'll be happy.
Yeah.
And they did, and I was.
And you were.
So here I was. I was like 20 years old, driving a brand new Cordoba.
Yeah.
It was cream yellow, had this ugly brown Landau top. And at the time, there was a popular song about riding with the gangsterling. I can't remember the song.
Yeah.
Diamonds in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene, and the gangsterling. That was Paul, buddy. I was cruising in that Cordoba.
That's awesome.
So that was the luck. So that was I was given a parts manager's job, didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So 42 years later, here I am.
There you are.
You know?
Stick with it. It might work out for you.
Yeah,
Right.
still driving that Cordoba.
I tell you, the car business has been very good to me. It really has.
Paul, we're here, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it. This is awesome.
So you didn't know what you was going to get into when you
I knew
invited me.
exactly. Didn't I tell him?
Yeah, he said
Didn't I
this is
tell
going to be the most fun. This is the most fun ride we can get.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
That was awesome.
We'll make up for some fun.
Yeah.
Some fun footage.